Well, it's time for the last battle of the green and white teams in the SPFL. I mean, it's the last one for this season anyway. Some interesting ties over the last few match days. That's what I will say over the last few games that I've been watching beforehand, just to kind of tee me for this one. But let's just make sure everything is working. Hello, hi, what's good? It's game day. It's game day, and for once, it's not pure early. It's a 3 PM kick-off, which means watershed rules, so we know what's happening. A lot of you will probably be in here because you can't get the game elsewhere. More than fine. Welcome to yous that are in here early. We'll shout out the first few. How you doing, Schned? Nice to see you. Well, hello to you as well, my guy. Hope everyone else is having a lovely day. Likewise with you, James. What a lovely day for football. It absolutely is. By the way, the weather is absolutely perfect for it, especially out there. But even warmer so still up in Edinburgh, which is always nice because that's where we're playing today. Obviously, for those that don't know, we're up against Hibs. If you haven't read the title anyway, but it's the last battle of the two, probably the two most on-form teams towards the end of the season, let's be honest. Hibs have probably been the best team in terms of actual match day to match day form over the last kind of 2-3 months, I would say, quite frankly. So they're not a bad side, right? They've basically went from 10th in November, December, all the way up to 3rd, and they're fighting to hold that space. So hopefully they can do so. Nice to see you, Robert, as well, likewise with you. And of course, we love to see that. Nice to see you as always, Rob. Hope you're doing class. I mean, I'm doing alright for the most part. Stressed as shit in some aspects, but that just kind of comes with the territory sometimes. Can't say it's been the best week for mental health, I guess, but who cares? Football time, man. Football time. That's what we're here today, so we're going to be enjoying that. I mean, it's pretty much unchanged, as you would kind of expect. I'll just pull up the lineups here for you now that need to see them. But I think I quite like the way that we've kind of set up. It's about what you would expect. You've got Schmeichel, Taylor, Ralston. You know, it's what you would kind of hazard, I guess, is what we would play without the gate for this one. I like the fact that it's pretty much unchanged. It wasn't miserably bad against Rangers, let's be honest, but it wasn't great either. It took us to the second half to kind of figure things out. So, you know, it would have made more sense to start Forest this game. I'm not going to lie. This would have been genuinely much easier to kind of get him his goal in this type of game, but nonetheless, I don't like the idea. Well, I should say I don't mind the idea of Kun and Maeda being on either side with Ida through the central, but it would have made more sense in my head anyway to have kind of played Kun out there. Probably could have gotten away with playing Forrest out there, or you could have just done an ulterior switch. Hell, even Yang could have made a case for this type of game. And either starts up front, kind of being their middleman. Hey there, Megan, nice to see you. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Sorry, I've not been messaging or anything. I've literally just been busy as fuck with a lot of different things. I might change soon though, so just bear with it. We're at home. I didn't even fucking realise that. So that's my point. I woke up with like an hour to spare because I keep fucking sleep depriving myself to deal with shit that I just don't need to deal with. You know what I mean? I keep putting stuff on and way too late. I woke up the day with a thumbnail to make and everything still. I'm like, oh my god, I have got nothing going on here. Like it's just one of those days. But nonetheless, hopefully that kind of is the only mistake I'll make today in terms of obvious stupidity, but nonetheless. If you look at the table, like I said, Hibs technically, or I mean, if you put the last 5 in, actually they've only lost once, so that should give you an idea. They kind of, who was it they slipped up to? I think it was Aberdeen, right, they lost to, so that wasn't particularly ideal for them, but nonetheless, or was it Dundee? I couldn't honestly tell you, but I mean, they're pretty much just fighting for the right to kind of sustain themselves in 3rd. If they beat us today, we know the script, we know what happens, everybody goes home happy, I guess, if you're a Hibs fan, because it means that you have a much higher chance of being able to lock down 3rd, which is obviously massive for, you know, European reasons. Of course, Aberdeen, they're playing, I think, tomorrow, right, if my brain serves correctly, and obviously the rest of them kind of kick off tomorrow afternoon as well. So like I said, there's a couple of interesting scenarios still to play out beneath Celtic and Rangers, but I mean, for Celtic it's about as normal as you would expect. Just get the job done, get across the line, nothing too fancy or too convoluted, and we should be fine. What's our score predictions? Hi then, Paul, nice to see you, mate. 3-1 Celtic. I like that one, to be fair. It's pretty much along the lines I would kind of go for myself. I think Hibs are good enough to get goals, for sure, so I think it's going to be a case of maybe yeah, fuck it, right, I'm going to say this one goes, because in my head it's not the most efficient team that we could have. Hibs are a good side, they've got some decent players defensively anyway. This is not going to be a sweep, I'll be confident enough to say that, Rob. I think this game ends 2-1. if you're asking me honestly, I mean Celtic have fuck all to play for. Aberdeen obviously being where they are in the table, Hibs will want to win this game. They will actually have a reason to. So anyone that thinks this is going to be a runaway type of thing, it's not, because again Celtic will be at half-mast at best, man. Will be in second or third gear. Hibs, if they play well, if they come out the gate and actually try, third, fourth or fifth gear from the get-go, they can get a result out of this match. They've got some key players, and again, we should read them out before we actually get underway. I mean, we just kind of touched on some of the key aspects of our lineup there, but for them, they actually have a good system. The way that they kind of set up, everyone that's watched them play over the last few match days kind of knows how it works. They do have some solid, strong defensive presence, especially with Bashiri and Iredale. They're two very, very solid centre-backs that have done a lot of good work for them this season. But a lot of their good effort, at least in terms of making chance creation, I should say, that was definitely kind of, you point towards the midfield for that, okay? I'd say Triantis and Campbell are two of the players that when they rotate well, they're very, very fascinating to watch. And of course, having Kukurevich and Boyle playing further up and allowing them to have like an anchor man if they need to, is actually a good dynamic to have, especially with the way that they've got a lot of bodies that can funnel down those sides, with Obita and Cadden playing either side of Iredale and O'Hara respectively. So again, not too bad. It will just be a case of Smith between the sticks. If he can get himself locked in, if he can make a good couple of saves, he can possibly contribute a decent overall performance and maybe get even a draw out of this, because again, every point for Hibs is massive. Look, right now, let's be honest, because again, if you're chasing down third, you don't want to make any mistakes at places, especially, at Celtic Park. You want to at least make a good case for yourself, because you don't want to stroke to Celtic Park where there's nothing to play for and lose 4-0 or something like that. That would be a real dampener when it comes to, morality for them coming for the rest of the kind of two fixtures after this one. So it'll be interesting. I mean, Celtic Park's, as you would imagine, kind of popped out. Absolutely stacked to the brim. Everyone's got their shirts out. Some of them don't even have that much. It's always good to see. But I like the way that it's kind of set up. If you want a little look at the benches, if you want to have a little gander, that is a hell of a name, by the way. Even Google can't be us finishing that. But they do have some players, obviously Hoylett, Gale, two very experienced Premier League players back in the day. Of course, Mariah Welsh, solid player, Nicky Cadden, we know how good he is in Scottish football. Definitely some options that they can use. For us, likewise, we've got some good ones ourselves. Nowitzki and Yang, can't really argue with that one, but most likely it'll be McCowan, Bernardo, Forrest. We do have McCullough back there as well, so at least he holds his spot for the last match against Rangers, and of course the managers down there, you can see them. Well, you can't really see David Gray, but good bounce back for Gray for the second half of the season. And like I said, a win for them would do pretty good for the splits. They will not complain too much if they can get something out of this. Even a point realistically isn't the worst case scenario for them, so if they can get that going, then that would be best. Well, that would be the best thing for them, realistically. I can definitely improve. If you look at his stats, he's played 2,180 minutes, which is the equivalent of 24 full 90-minute games. He's 18 goals and 1 assist. Yeah, and the thing is, it always comes in twos, right? He never just scores one. Well, I know he scored technically in the last Glasgow derby, right? But for the most part, he always tends to operate in twos, right? Like the brace against Wraith, the brace against Aston Villa, the brace against, like, who was it, Kelly, I think, if I remember right. A lot of his goals he tends to, hit at once, if that makes sense. So hopefully a game like that today wouldn't be so bad, but as long as we're getting goals, that's kind of the main thing. Just a comfortable type of performance. But like I said, I don't see this being one-sided at all. I genuinely think Hibs will put in a good game here, especially given the circumstances of what's at stake for them. Neither fan is one of the ones praising them at the beginning. You need to see more for the 9 million price tag. It's kind of what I said at the start, where I think it's a mix of the price tag. Obviously, we will use that price tag as a way to justify what we say about players, right? Because again, we do the same with Ingels. It's quite a common thing for us to sit there and be like, The thing about it is that Ida's a kind of end of season type of player anyway. You'll kind of see him pick up form as the season comes to an end. We've seen it last season, especially when he was on loan. So again, if he picks up a handful of goals from now to the end of the season, I'd say 3 or 4, and it's not horrible. As a striker, the minimum you want, especially in Scotland, is 20 goals, right? Because even Kyogo and Maeda and Kun can hit those numbers. So if you're an out-and-out striker, absolutely something you want to do. But we'll read out the lineups one last time just before we get underway here. So in between the sticks for Celtic, it's Schmeichel. He is back, and we love to see it, of course. Ralston and Taylor are playing as our fallback kind of spots, with Trusty and Scales playing in between them. So only one change, and it's a good change to have. Unlucky for Sinisalo, but nonetheless, if we can play Schmeichel, we're playing him. So he starts. And Giles, McGregor and Atati are our midfield three, with of course Maeda and Kun starting up front, and Ida being our central leading man for Hibs. Good line-up and hopefully one that can do some damage from their perspective. It's Smith in between the sticks with Iredale and O'Hara playing as their kind of anchored centre-backs, Bashiri playing through the central piece, and of course Cadden and Obita running alongside them on either end. Levitt and Triantis are the two midfielders with Campbell and Boyle kind of being their anchor attacking midfielders, but they want to keep an eye out for when it comes to actual set-piece chances is of course Kukurevich, their 99, playing up front. So it should be a good game at the very least. I mean, my hope is that we get some form of half-decent performance for the first 20 minutes. I don't want to see another kind of stale 20-30 minute shift where we take all the time in the world to get into some form of like half-decent-ish pace. You want to kind of start fast, keep it calm, no bullshit, no faff, no fuss, and if we can do that, then great. But we know how difficult these games can get, so I just love out showing all the fans enjoying themselves. Maybe a slightly delayed kick-off, I'm guessing, probably by a minute or two. 3-1 because Hibs are decent. Yeah, I mean, at least everybody's in the kind of headspace where Hibs are good enough to get a goal. No one's taking them on seriously, which is decent. How you doing, David? Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're well. I appreciate that, my guy. Hope you're well as well. Hope you're well as well. That's a tongue twister. Say that 3 times first. You just want an Irish boy to play 100. Exactly it. You don't want to see any Celtic player play bad. It's kind of the last thing that you ideally want. These boys are just lining up on the outside of the... I'm looking forward to this one though. I mean, it's a fantastic day for football if nothing else. I'm just making sure that I've got the best possible quality for this one, because at the end of the day I don't want to be doing this over 2-3 pixels. That would suck. Oh. Just a half decent-ish performance, that's all we're really asking for. Anything besides that would suck ass. I mean, if you're talking about McCowan, Rab, then you would make a case, right? Because it's like, oh, well, you know, he's not played that many. Like, no, I mean, 2,000 minutes is still a decent amount of time, especially considering the fact that he did have minor injuries and stuff as well. On top of the fact that, again, you've got players that are theoretically better than him. And for the first half of this season, Kyogo was here. So it's not a case of we need to see more from him. It's a case we just need to see something from him. Well, as a striker, getting goals is a pretty basic part of your job, admittedly, but you want to see all the little kind of bits in between. Oh, that might explain why there was an extra minute or two. Okay, that's fair enough then. It's like a guide dog and like wheelchair users type thing. I can't see what's on their shirt, but very good. I love to see that, that's nice. It's a lovely day for it as well. I'm just touching on the lineups before we get live underway here. Is Haskell and Palmer still in our book? Haskabanovic, not too sure. Palmer, yes. No, wait, did we not sell Palmer for 5.5? Or do we have like an agreement for him to leave at the end of the season for 5.5? Not too sure. It's good for a 21-year-old. That includes 1 goal and 3 assists in the Champions League. Technically 2 goals in the Champions League if you think about it. Definitely the best young prospect this league has had in years. You're talking about in jails? Yeah, I would say so. He's definitely one of those like off-the-cuff kind of options that you would look at and go, well, he's kind of like a Claude Makelele. You're not going to look at it and see stats plastered across. You're not going to see like 15 goals and 15 assists, but what you will see is good key passing numbers, which, to be fair, yeah, and Gilles has in pretty much abundance. Gotta love pop-ups. Let's call on Steven, that's the referee for this one. I get that they have to do stuff, but it's taking about 10-15 minutes for them to get shitting off. I really hope that I'm not behind by like a good amount or whatever, and it's just a delayed kick-off. Yeah, it was just a delayed kick-off, thank fuck. I'm like, how far behind am I? I was like, I don't want to be like 10-15 minutes, god damn. Guys, Celtic chat. there was a lot of people complaining about how it was just back and forth between you and fucking Fortune when it came to the goddamn Celtic and Rangers shit, so keep it Celtic based if you're talking about game stuff specifically, my guy. So, true, you want to get the season over and done with, that's more than fair, but limited damage today. I don't know where everyone else is. I mean, Flash is probably chilling in his bed or whatever. He might just be taking a bit longer to jump into the stream. Finally getting ready to get underway. So there was about a 5-10 minute delay or some shit. We'll see if we can get another half decent feed or any better feed at all in that time. Maybe one that's a bit more up to speed. Nah, that's about as good as it's going to get, I'd imagine. At least in terms of quality. Some decent football is all we ask, boys. We'll be underway in about 10 or 15 seconds from now. Going to go, we've already kicked off, so we'll probably be a little bit ahead with it. Look forward to seeing more of Angels. Definitely next season, I feel like he'll be a good anchor player. But we have officially kicked off on my screen here, so let's see if there's football to be played. A half decent game is all we would expect today. Anything besides that is going to be a little bit disappointing, but I mean, it's a good enough side to get the job done. It's nice to have some commandment back and Schmeichel's between the sticks, which is always nice. Yeah, well, you've kind of hit the nail on the head with that one, Robert. It's either you get like the 10 out of 10 idea that is going to be absolutely fantastic, or alternatively you get the idea that forgot how to play football. Very rarely do you get like a 5 or a 6 out of the idea. It's either like a 4 or a 8 to 10 kind of ratio. I mean, Schmeichel's first touch of the ball was a little bit of a lacklustre one. He just kind of punts out to the side. But then again, he has to get himself warmed up, so we'll love it. Played back. Bashiri's going to just switch that across for Iredale. Let's see what Hibs do. Be interesting, because I mean, already that is a lovely ball in behind. You can see their intentions there, trying to find Kukurevich on like the outside run there, but just slightly overhit. Just had to deal with that one. Nice calming off. Ralston switches it back out towards the right hand side, and maybe we've got a bit of a run on. Plays it safe instead. Calming off, and Rio just lays that back. McGregor, long switch across for Scales. A lot more homegrown talent in this starting 11 side, which is always nice to see, I suppose. But again, I think the one thing I would have said is that I would have wanted to see Forrest get the first 60 minutes in this game. Would have just given Kuhn a little bit of extra chance to relax himself a little bit. It's been very wasteful at times, 100%. Oh, it's both of yous, guys. God damn. Yous were both going at each other. He shouldn't have called you names. We've said as much afterwards. But it was like half of my chat was just filled with discussions of shit that wasn't involved with the game, so try and keep it respectful if you can. That was a crossing attempt at least from Dyes, and it was never going to be too threatening. That happens once a game. That's the one we'll allow. Are we going to replace another winger to replace Jota then? Most likely, if he's going to be injured until the end of like pretty much January, right? So maybe we'd go for that little Norwegian dude. That one where we're going for in January. I forgot his name. Is it like Oris Pierre or something like that? I cannot fucking recall. But I think he would be a decent shout. Could always go for something like that. I'd say screw it and maybe go for one of like... I mean, Ipswich are getting relegated, right? So in my head, why not go for someone like Liam Delap? I mean, Delap would be a fantastic addition to a team like us. Solid goal scorer too. He is a decent finisher. We've seen it in the past, especially in the loan spell. No, that's exactly it, man. He's a good finisher when he's on it. He's a confidence-based player, very similar to Kyogo, minus the kind of low-end consistency. But again, Ida's still a young lad. Like, he's not exactly fucking sitting in his late 30s or anything like that. He's still got about 10 or 15 years of good football left in him. So definitely things that have been tweaked out. Good step in there for Triantis. It's going to bounce out for a throw-in anyway. Kind of what you would expect from both sides, just kind of teeing each other up, seeing where the pressure lies. And for Celtic, that's definitely in their defensive areas. Not as many bodies there, and for Hibs, it's absolutely their midfield area. They're trying to keep it as compact as they can. You can already tell because you've got Kukurevich staying forward, where you've got like Campbell dropped in a little bit further deeper. And it's a decent shape for Hibs. It'll be interesting to see if they hold out this entire thing for the entire half, I should say. If they can keep it going for the next 5 or 10 minutes, they can maybe start to kind of look for more compact passes, but that's an exact reason as to why they need to be switched on. Lovely ball, Ida's got it, switched across, good cross as well, but the header, let's be fully honest, was not particularly too effective. Decent enough for the Belgian to get his head onto it, but always going to go straight into the hands of Smith, and I think it would have been offside either way. It would have been offside either way, so it doesn't matter too much, fair enough. Okay, why is Google doing this shit? Like, bro, you are literally a fucking multi-billion-dollar corporation. Can you stop failing at your fucking basic-ass tasks? God damn. You also don't want Rio going there, I should say. After being the biggest critic at the start of the season. You were a massive critic, but I told you, just watch and wait, you'll be good. No, that's been held up for something. I think Boyle just got a little bit too snappy with that one. Fell for Celtic. True. I wasn't saying he was being disrespectful. I think you are missing the context of what I'm saying entirely. That's the thing that lassies do whenever they fucking get into an argument. They'll hear like the one bad word out of it all and be like, that's what you think then? It's like, no. I was just saying both of you were going back and forth and chat to the point where you were ruining it for other people. To the point where I was getting messaged by other mods and people that were in the stream going, can you shut those two up? That was the only point I was making. Personally, I never gave a shit. Otherwise I would have just banned you both, like I said. Just giving you a heads up for this stream. I don't want to look over and fucking sit there and talk about takeovers at other clubs while another game is going on. We can talk about it at half time or after the game's done, but during the match, that's all I'm saying. And Giles, that's decent enough ball towards the right hand space. Oh, that is good actually. Hold on. Chance rolled in for Ralston. McGregor shot, takes a big deflection. Should still land at a Celtic possession though. Taylor should get there. Does. Decent enough. Keep it going. Maybe another cross in. Rio takes a step and has a kind of half pop shot. Easily blocked in the end. I think it was O'Hara that got his body in front there. McGregor, good pass inside. The lovely movement. Really calm movement. Rio's pass is lacklustre at best, and Giles was always going to get... Oh, it wasn't in Giles, sorry, it was Ralston that stepped in. I don't know what he's doing up there, but fair enough. Can't argue with that. Yeah, just because a takeover happens doesn't mean your debt just vanishes. Look at Chelsea when they were first bought over by Abramovich. Or more importantly, the Saudi conglomerate when they bought over Newcastle. They started to clear all of the debt first, so for the first season or two, they were still basically the same, if not worse. That's a ball. Is he going to keep it in? He will, actually. The cross in isn't half bad either. Bashiri's more than switched onto it, clears it away calm enough, and the referee says offside anyway, so could have done that about 30 seconds ago, big man. Fair enough, fair enough. Can't argue with it too much. Leeds are definitely on the... Leeds are definitely on that 100%. They've been playing some good stuff down in the Championship this season, to be fair with you. No, that's what I'm saying, guys. I'm just clarifying it, big man. That's not, I'm not giving you shit for it or anything. I'm just saying for what happened last time. You know I still love you, big man. I love you as whole. Ball sent. Oh, actually, that could bounce in our favour. Still could bounce in our favour. Cunha should have done better there, lad. The first touch was nice, but the second one just took away so many opportunities there. Hibs try and clear the lines. It's a good enough touch for Scales. Just bounces away from any... I mean, what would you even call Hibs' colour scheme now? Oh, nice. There we go. See, that's what you wanted to do the first time. Good take for Cooney. He's able to go for it. Cross. Well, it's actually a nice pass inside for Ralston. Those two are having some nice little bits of football, though. Switched eye and over, and takes another bounce out for another throw-in. There's just certain players, Megan, that will kind of take a little bit longer. I mean, we've kind of said that with Johnston when he first came in for Montreal. Like, you could see the passion, but maybe not the output. That was a decent chance, bobbled and bundled everywhere. Hibs are looking a bit panicky, and that's really clever for Rio, actually. Make sure that we retain the ball. He pretty much puts like a lovely cipher pass back to Schmeichel. It was about 70-80 yards. And it allows us to retain our shape. That's a lovely ball through for Ida. Surely this has to be a big chance. It's a big save as well, though. Can't take anything away from Smith. The shot wasn't particularly that great, but the idea was there. Again, what a pass for Rio, just showing exactly where his passing range was. It was a good save for Smith at his near post, but again, if you're Ida, have to go across there, man. Try to be a bit too clever with the precision of the pass. Sent far away. A lot better football overall from us, though. Can't take away the approach play. Calm enough. Switched across from Ralston to McGregor. Looks for any lanes that are open. Taylor is there. Off with a kind of loose rollout from Rio. Might go back towards the Japanese man and does. Lovely midfield controlled from Celtic so far. Like I said, it's... if you're going to make Hibs feel a wee bit uncomfortable, you have to dominate the parts of the field where they're strongest, and the midfield is that place where they make chances, so you can have the ball there more often, and it will make it way more difficult for them to have chances. That's a lovely ball out towards the right hand side. There could be a cross coming in. He opts to leave it. Then there is a cross, but that one is, for all intents and purposes, not very well hit. Takes a big deflection though, so corner kick for us. Showing that Ida chance again, and to be fair, yeah, he should have done a wee bit better. Though it's not as if we got too much time to watch the replay because we cut back, and it's out for another corner kick. These are the situations that Ida needs to improve on. Yeah, basically we spoke it into existence. Like, his finishing when he's under pressure, his finishing when he's one-on-one with the net, not so much. I know. Just send some guy dressed in as Fergus McCann and call him Fergus McCant. Buy him up. Honestly, valid enough. Corner in. Up and through everybody, actually, to be fair. Still could be an opportunity for us to get something on this. Laid across, McGregor might switch it back in towards the left. I like the backheel attempt for him, that was quite clever, but not really going to work out. Quick throw in instead. He's all making the opening 10 minutes so far. I mean, it's all one-way traffic, so that's the one big thing that I can definitely say out the gate. I do appreciate everyone that's in here as well. By the way, it's very kind of you if you are joining us. It's a lovely pass out towards the side. If you could leave a like on the stream, it's the best thing you can do for our algorithm. That was a decent little touch on the side there. Nothing really too threatening on that one either. Couldn't kind of stretch his hands as if to say, well, what was I meant to do there? Probably a little bit better. We need to see a little bit more. Why do we bother with corners? I don't know, honestly, no. I think that's why we just lay them half to the side. Just need to see something for you, big man. I trust that you'll get a goal, but we need to see a fucking bit of composure for you when you're one-on-one specifically. That's a little awkward for Skills, but he does well enough to get it to the side. Taylor. McGregor, Scott to Scott. How many chances do you fuckers need? Come on, man. Rio. Pass. Very calm. That's got to be a big chance. Go on, son. You do not fuck this. He's fucked it again. Ida! Ida? My boy. My guy. My G. My bloke. My top boy. What the fuck are you doing, son? Please tell me he was offside so it's salvaged. No, he was onside so it's just a for fuck's sake, man. The first time you go near post when you shouldn't have. The second time you go far post when you should. Brother, look at the keeper. He's not dressed in camouflage. Just put it on our side, my fucking bro. Adam. You fucking asshole, come on, man. Stop giving people justified reasons to dislike you. That's good clearance work for Scales. Not the greatest touch for Dyson, so Scales will have to get it. Oh, that was clean. Scales, good shit, big man. That is absolute 5-star skill move material. Run it forward now. Do not fuck this chance up, please. Oh, it's another lovely ball, please. Dyson! Ida! Fuck! 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 Oh, fucking hell, bro. Please explain to me. Explain it. Explain it. Explain it! What do you keep missing them? It's still going. Fucking crossing potential. Oh, for... It has been 14 minutes and I've already witnessed 3 sitters in 2 very beautiful crossing opportunities where no one's been able to get on the end of it. It has been 14 minutes. Lads, you do know you need to score goals to win games, right? That's like a thing you need to fucking do it, please, man. Ida, like, come on, man. Literally before the game, hey, as long as he doesn't mess up the open, easy chances, proceeds to miss 3 of them so far. What the fuck is your story, lad? Beautiful for McGregor. Can we run it forward again? Oh, good attempt. He passed for Rio, but hell, even if it got through to Ida, he still would have found a way to fucking miss. This shit right here is why we say the things that we say about. Could do score if he was in a brothel with fucking 10 grand in his pocket, mate. Adam DeSales, I know. Oh man, at least DeSales would score that, I think. At least one of them, fuck. Well, Rangers fans don't realise when we sign a clinical striker it's game over, I know. We've had to do this with like a guy that's a pretend striker and a winner. You seem very irritated and there's still 72 minutes to go. It's called existing, brother. It's called existing. Quite frankly, this is a game that has very little at stake for me, and yet I still had to get up, make thumbnail, do game research. In 15 minutes, I've just watched us miss the ball a bunch. So it'd be nice to see us get a goal. I'm just trying to be a bit more energetic, so I'm not just sitting here like a bored bastard the entire time, right? Like that, kind of have to make it somewhat entertaining. So I'm putting on a bit of a character, tiny wee bit of a character. It's still like 90% me. So it goes. Oh, yes, good. Love that for Rio. Chance, ball, played across, have a crack. At least they had a crack. It was more or less a rugby shot. That was straight over the ball. You already have. Already have one there, brother. It's just sitting there ready to go when needed. Oh, wait, hold on. As I say that, well, there's a chance for Hibs to break forward. Played shot and they could do something with that. There is an actual opportunity. I don't like the fucking... That is good pressing out towards the left-hand side. They could get a quick ball in here. Step out to him at any fucking point in time, lad. Lads, step the fuck out. Come on to Christ, man. Why are you allowing him through? How's that got through and all? Fuck's sake. Good save, Schmeichel. Brig save, Schmeichel. That's why he's there. But explain to me how the fuck that allowed... Like, bro, are you made out of gelatin? It's like the first half-ish threat that they've put in the entire game and you cunts bobble it through for them. Chance for Hibs for range again, and that one thankfully is a lot less threatening. It was always going far wide, but Jesus Christ, man. God forbid. Joey Exotic has more chance of getting his Tigers back than Carp. Fair enough, honestly. I do appreciate that, Robert. The very least I try and make it more bearable. It's better than having fucking, like, you know, David Crocker just sitting there going, oh my god, the entire time, like. Shoot. Doesn't shoot. Could shoot now. Maeda. Shoot now. One of these have had... Please, McGregor finally has a shot when there's about 10 bodies in front of him. This is the problem we're having, lads. Good tackle. Get the shot away. Kuhn. I'm going to hope that took a major deflection, because if that was an actual shot... It was a corner, it's fine. I have 2 modes. Simply the best and simply depressed. Oh, that's very kind. Right, corner kick to be swung in. Is there a potential for something to happen? We've had 1 or 2 opportunities from corners so far, in fairness. Another one would be quite nice. Corner, in. I'm sorry, why didn't you jump? Jump! Oh my fucking god, he didn't jump, did he? I want to see that back in, because he's either got hands on his shoulders and he just doesn't jump, or he just forgets that his legs. There was nothing wrong with that ball into the box. It was perfect to the back. Fair enough, I suppose. Run at them. Nice. Ball into the box is a little bit more threatening, but not too dangerous. We get a centre-back CDM and striker and we'll look like hell Hank with propane. I sell propane and propane accessories. What do you think his reaction is any time that fucking Ida misses a Saturday? Oh! God dang it. 41 viewing. Oh, well, at least I know how many people are viewing right now. Thank you very much for the update. 3 likes though. But get some extra ones on. Can we at least get to 10? That'd be lovely. Thank you very much. Oh. God damn. Nice one, Rob. Baby back ribs, boy. I think that was offside for something, that, or it's been flagged. I think it's been flagged. I was having a shocker today. We kind of sadly predicted this a little. But that's why we have people on the bench. My hope is that, realistically, if worst comes to worst, we would just put Maeda central, take off, like, take Ida off and then bring on, I would imagine, Forrest. You doing Carter? That's silly. I'm not saying Carter for Trusty, fuck's sake. It's just because it was shown Carter there. And you see the loams. Guy that's pumping holes door has to. Larry has nudes of Rogers. 1 in the fucking 2. I hope his finishing ability is as good as that. Oh, what? I was going to say... And you I don't like Adam right now. He's playing shit. And that is being as nice as I can about it. Like, bro has not got a single successful fucking thing off this match. Getting a little ridiculous, laddie. Well, there's talks of us bringing in a couple of strikers and things like that, so it'll be interesting to see who we go with. In terms of offloading opportunities, we probably will have a few. That's a big fucking awkward, man. Get that. Get it away, get it away. There we go. Good header from Mbita in fairness, but it's going to be awkward. Triantis will put some pressure on in the middle. Can't really get too much on it. Campbell's there in case, but Celtic just spin it over. That's a lovely ball for Rio, actually. That could be something. Dyson on the shot, and it's, of course, nowhere near the fucking target because apparently Rodgers has taught them every tactic apart from how to finish. Fucking hell, man. Offside or not, that's still ridiculous. I mean, he is offside anyway, but the fact that you missed that bad... There's a few times where Maeda's gotten into those spaces and it's either a really stupid cross or a really bad attempt. But that is just bad. Who are you trying to find? And the Hibs keeper stayed down, so... I mean, if you're time wasting 23 minutes into the game, I'll be a little bit... Should have said Parents. I tried Parra would have been a much better fucking shoot. That Evan Ferguson, I've said it time and time again, Evan Ferguson would fit into Celtic's team so damn well. So damn well, man, but unfortunately... Aye, those big hot dog fucking slowed him down. That's why I couldn't make it into the professional game, man. So many men have been there. You get onto the precipice of being at the top of the game and a manager pulls you to the side and goes, lad, you can swing it in, but you can't be swinging that. And your career's over. It's absolutely painful. I mean, we're having a little bit of a break. Apparently Rio's just changing some shit over. I'm guessing it's it didn't look like that serious of an injury to Smith, admittedly. He's on his feet. So I'm curious to see what the... Did he just land weird on his knee? I'm going to guess he landed weird on his knee, right? There is no way that's not the case. I'd like to see a replay. I guess we're not going to get into it. He must have just landed weird. He is on his feet at the very least. What was that? Pain. I feel that, to be fair. Well, Hibs are going to clear it from the goal kick, and it's going to be a long one. We've seen that fuck us over a few times, exactly like that. Taylor, knock your man, lad. Eventually gets across, it's swung in anyway. That's, lads! Lads! Oh, for fuck's sake, trusty, man! You've got to be fucking kidding me! That's what happens when you have a striker that's competent at finishing. Trusty, lad! The fuck are you doing? There was two major pieces of defensive ineptness there. That starts with a fucking... Look, how the hell does Taylor allow that to get over him in the first place? The cross into the box isn't particularly threatening. It takes about 2 bounces. Taylor's more prioritised on blocking out fucking Kukarevich. Allows the ball to come in on the far side from Campbell. A couple of weird miss swings, and then Trusty, for whatever reason, just puts it straight into the path of Boyle. And like I said, you can be switched on offensively all you fucking want, but if you miss 20 chances in a row, Hibs can come forward with one and do that. Perfect example of how to actually take a chance. Wake the fuck up now, lads. Yous have had your fun. Boyle showing Ida how it's fucking done. Now kick on and actually play some football, lads. That's as good as a wake-up call as you can get. Fucking assholes. This is more just frustration than anything, guys. It's like, but like, you can see it happen before it happens. It's a little dumb. A little disheartening, but we'd like to kick on and get some fucking football played, lads, right? We've had most of the chances. And some good ones at that, but apparently, no one there to finish it. Trusty moving like Joe Biden. To be fair, I think Joe Biden's got a better fucking turning circle than him in that situation. Just kind of like half-hoofed it clear, man. That's like a Sunday League touch, you know what I mean? Everyone knows the Sunday League touch. It's just... Oof. Boyle Bell's Bell. Oh, hold on. Speak of the devil, here he is. It's Adam, it's Ida. Let's see what he does this time. He's offside. He's fucking offside. Boy! Stop this shit, man, please. Was he off? I was about to, like, give you hype, man, for doing... Like, no, of course he's offside by a boy, man. Oh... What is going on? You've had to buy 5 new TVs, goddamn. Invest in one of those like fucking projector things, guys. Trust me, they're like 30 quid. You can mount it on your wall behind the TV or something, behind your couch, I should say, and you can't break it. It's fucking useful as hell. I would highly recommend it. Plus, it means your kid can't, you know, damage any of the tech. There's a few things like that. You play Sunday League, exactly, but you're not playing on a fucking SPFL level pitch right now. Well, I feel like you would have done a better job with the clearance, kid. Oh, they're moving like the pizza man and up on. Oh, wait, hot chance! I'm not even going to say anything, I'm just going to say there was a shot. There was an attempt. It wasn't a good attempt, but there was an attempt. The chest touch was fucking beautiful for Angels, but seems to be the theme of our game. You can do all the right foreplay, but when it comes to actually executing the act, not there. You've got to step up your game when it comes to the final third, lads. Half an hour in, we've had most of the chances and very little reward for it. You'll find a way to destroy it. Like that cunt for Toy Story, that wee scene where he's sitting here dissecting and fixing the toy up here perfectly. You're doing that to dissect the fucking projector to then bounce it off the floor. I've had those internalised moments of rage before though, specifically with PS4 controllers as a kid. You just kind of like bounce it and you would just hear you're like, oh, there you go. I just shout now, that's my happy medium. I don't like attack things. I just yell very loudly. Joe Biden to be the new fucking CEO, imagine that. Oh, hello, my fellow, what are they called? Ah, the Rangers. I remember walking around with them in the Wild West back in the 1800s. Man is older than Father Time himself. Right, come on, maybe a piece of football. That would be fantastic. Let's run it forward. Let's see what happens. Played short. McGregor. Nice. Nice. Dyson. He's fell on his arse for some reason. Why is it like? Do you have like a fucking like debuff when you step inside the box where you just forget what to do sometimes? Score a goal, please. There's always games like fucking like FM and well, that's pretty much why I don't really play FIFA that much anymore. I used to fucking hate that game. Nowadays I'm a lot more relaxed with it. Just an anti-title, I don't know. Someone phone up you and get them back. Just make sure that they get fucking Ayer or something back, man. Someone that's competent with a touch. That would be ideal, that'd be lovely. Corner kick time. Is there something to happen? Let us see. Still could be dangerous. Still could be dangerous. I mean, we've lost the ball about 3 times, but it's still in the final third, so we're not going to argue with it too much. Right side, is there an attack on, please? And Gels, Cam, I like that. Very good for you. McGregor. Scales, nice. Taylor back towards the big ginger. Keep it going. Nice, Taylor to Maeda. Back to Taylor. Rio, that's a lovely pass. Taylor does well with that. Great ball into the box as well. Maeda's first touch wasn't half bad either, but Hibs did well enough to clear. I think it was Carden. It was Carden that managed to get the final kind of toe on the end of it, but that was decent. That was a lot better for Celtic. A lot more calmness. And it came off his hand, by the way. Came off his hand. Just want to point that out. It might be an intentional or unintentional handball, so, you know, it's one of those, but it did come off his hand. Like, that was quite obvious, but again, it would be very harsh to give it because his arm's kind of natural. Like, it's one of those. Don't do this. I'd feel so fucking annoyed if that was the case. Yeah, I figured that. His body was kind of half natural. It'd be a bit unfair to give that. No penalty. Corner's taken quickly instead. McGregor. Ralston lays it across, and it's going to go out for another corner kick instead. At least there's some sustained pressure there. Feels a little bit stale in some aspects, but at least we're trying. There's some movement this time. Imagine that, like Biden taking over fucking Rangers and Celtic taking Rangers, like Trump taking over Celtic or something. That'd be fucked up. Can you imagine like the pre-match conferences? I think we're going to go and give it a really good go. And then Trump and the others, I don't give a shit. We're going to go and buy everyone. We're going to build the best defence. The best defence. It'll be the best anyone's ever seen.
Everyone's seen our back line. It's one of the strongest American back lines there ever was. Carter Vickers built like the wall.
That's a good run, actually. Hold on. Speaking of attempted... fuck off. It was the right idea. That was actually the one time where I can allow that type of pass to be the attempt there. Still have it, though. Oh, we still have it. Taylor's got it in the box. That is a lovely... He's put in some genuinely good fucking crosses. It's actually disheartening, man, because Taylor is having a really good game here. That's another great ball in for McGregor. The passing has been great, man, but just as soon as it gets into the box...
Yeah. Biden said that he was going to build all the best, get all the best signings. Well, I've got all the best signings. He decided to buy a player for $5 million. I decided to buy a player for $7 million. That's how we work.
How you adjust your... Yeah, 100%. How you adjust your game settings to suit your play style. It's pretty much exactly it. You have to have like a good system and systematic setting. Right now it's not working for us though, let's be honest. I mean, it's the same shit that we pulled off against Rangers for the first 45 minutes where you have chances, but you're not really doing much with the creative output of them. Every big chance has fell to the big man up front and... it's not been too good. Having a yanker on your football club is a little Gary Glitter or set up your computer. Oh, there was another half chance. I think that was Rio that got into the box there. At least they had a pop. Can you imagine that, Megan?
I'm going to put a tariff on all our players. How much is Carter Vickers worth? He's worth $12 million. He's worth $25 million now. I don't make the rules. I see a big player and I say, whoa, that's a big profit.
There's a ball out towards the left-hand side. Switch the cross. Good touch for McGregor. Ralston might just play it back towards the skipper. Does. Nice 1-2 between him and Giles to follow up. A lot of touches from the captain. He seems to be the anchor man right now. It's like one touch pass to him, one touch back to him. Trusty. Calm enough. Can't argue with that as long as we're keeping it simple. McGregor again. Ball over the top is actually kind of threatening, but it would have been a toss-up if my head was even onside to begin with. You play PUBG and Rust. Rust is one that I know like quite well. I used to play PUBG when I was what, fucking 14, 15. It's been a while since I last played that game. You get big Delia Smith for free using the tunnel light. Oh, there's another big chance into the box, Ida, for fuck's sake, man! Bomb! There was two of these there. And somehow the Hibs man managed to get away with it. You can't take away the defensive, like, ability of Hibs at times, but fuck me, they know they are riding their luck now. There is just such a lack of finishing, man. How can you be an out-and-out striker, lad? Never ever be where you need to be. I've got faith that there's just one before the end of this half. There's another shot, takes a deflection, still dangerous. Another bounce, it takes another deflection. For fuck's sake, man, this is literally like a game of FIFA with the sliders on at times. This is a certified bra moment. What the fuck is going on? Here's McGregor. Pass, out towards left, inside. Rio. Oh. That's decent. Keep it running on the floor. There we go, out towards the right hand side. Good. Cross it, if you wouldn't mind. That's not a cross, but it will do. Somehow that is a lovely challenge in fairness. It's just a bit of a scrimmage so far. Takes a big deflection, another big deflection, still somehow ends up in Hibs territory. This is insane. They're on the break now as well, actually. They could be running forward for two. They've got 4 or 5 against Celtic's 4 or 5. Scales gets a good first touch on there actually, and it's a perfect break for us to maybe do something. Ida has to move it though. Eventually gets it rolling. Here we go. Dyson just opts to play it safe and hold it up. You've seen Mill turning quickly.
We've lost 10 in a row, and I blame that on the bad managers like Neil Lennon, who have done 9 in a row, and Rodgers, who have done 2 trebles, 1 double, and a way to continue another one. I will do it better.
You can imagine it being something like that. Oh, there's a Hibby through and through guy in here.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
He's playing a good game in fairness, mate, but you have to admit you still have to be fucking... It should be level. At the very fucking least, man. Can we get 1 before half time? I summon it forth, man. I'm fucking manifesting this shit now, because it's getting old. Stop it. Stop missing easy chances. The next one that goes in, goes. Otherwise I'm going to throw myself off a fucking bridge, man. It's getting old, man. Trust. Please, just roll it through. There we go. You've got the shape set, lads. You've just got to get the fucking cross into the box. Scales. Calm. Decent enough. Roll it across. There's Trusty again. Fuck me, we're going to do this again where we go side to side. Lads, do not do it. McGregor. There's a pass there. There we go. Better. Played out towards and then we go back again. What the fuck's the point in this? Stop. There we go. Forward pass. Lovely. At least we've done something. Out towards space. Lovely roll across for Rio. He's got the ball contained. It's dangerous. Lovely back heel touch. That's a lovely pass and it's still awkward and eventually just punted clear. There was no real danger on it. Played across and into space. There's a half decent ball forward. Like I said, we've got options there. Ball over the top. That's dangerous. Ida. Oh, yes! Turn! Get in! There we go! Ida uses his body for something other than just fucking being there. Good physicality, man. Why are they not celebrating that much? I mean, you fucking should be pretty happy with that. Oh, this is going to go to VAR, isn't it? I mean, everyone seems to be in good spirits. We got the goal back before half time. The question is, will it stand? Is there an offside call or something? He's onside. It'll be for the physicality, but that has to stand. That's just Obita being a bit of a wee bitch. Bushiri gets outstrength. Get it around you, you big bastard. That's what you get for focusing on the man. Taylor did that exact same thing. Illo Hibs in for their cross. They've just given us the same thing. Bang. Back in it. Thank you, Ida, for actually doing something that doesn't involve giving me depression. Thank you, Kuhn, for making an easy finish. Back in the game. Got one back. Let's kick on and get the second. And we should be good. There is no way that does not stand. If they find a way to disallow that, I'll be very upset. I'll be very upset. That's putting it nicely. Yeah, there's no way it's not given it. Yeah, it stands. Yeah, there was no way it wasn't, fuck's sake. It was just like kind of, if Ida had leaned into Bushiri or if Bushiri had leaned into him. Nah, Bushiri tried to outstrength Ida and got a lesson, essentially. No way in hell that does not stand. It's kind of the least we deserve as well. We should have about 3 or 4, let's be honest. If our shooting boots were on, this game would be already over. Kick on now, boys. Kick on now. Well, maybe this is like St Johnstone all over again. We get one and we kind of break ourselves forward and get what's needed done. What are people saying? What do you mean 2-1? We just kicked that again on my screen though. 2-1 to who though? Who scored? I don't want. I'll just not look at chat for the next minute or so in case that is a split. Wait a minute, it could actually be us. Kuhn. Aw, straight into the hands of the keeper, fair enough. I was going to say, like, someone ripping the piss. That was actually an half decent fucking opportunity as well for Cooney. Does well. Kind of bends it around the keeper, straight into the midst of Smith, let's say. It's going to be sent forward by Hibs. And maybe they have a chance to break on their own accord here. There's their ball through. Oh god, that could have been awkward. Skills does well to stand his man up, and Celtic might have a chance to break on their own front here. Played across the right hand side. There is a breakdown that up. But are you going to use it? Yeah, I was going to say he eventually uses it. Kuhn's there. Takes a run at his man. Ball into the box is half dangerous. There is Ida. There is a finish. It's a good finish at that as well, by the way. Thank fuck for that, big man. You've realised how to score. Now the question is it going to be onside or not? Because it looked off there. At first glance, it's a close one. I'm not going to lie. It looks like that might stand, though. It might have to. I'll need to see the fucking angle. Is he on? That's... Let me see when the ball comes in. This will give me the better idea because it's the flip. No, either's onside. That goal will stand. No way it doesn't. Yes, sir! We've overturned it. Let's go. Thank you for showing up, man. It is going to be like a fucking St Johnstone scenario. You need one goal to go in and then all of a sudden the ability to finish just shows up. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, big man. That's what we love to see, as strikers finish. There we go. We're back and we're composed. Where's that guy that was singing Shalala? Bring him back in. Shalala la 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 la. Third place. Shalala la. Well, there we go. Fucking love it. We'll get into half time at 2-1 up, and that's about as good as we can go. There's no way in hell. I was just because of that first ball through, if it looked offside or not. It's too left line. Good stuff. Just try and keep the, you know, spoilers limited if you can, lads. Do appreciate it. But again, 2 goals in what, 3-4 minutes? I'd say like 3 minutes. Not complaining in the fucking slightest at that. Ball sent forward. Hibs might be on the chase down. Scales, that's not the greatest first touch, so gets away the second one. No stress about it at all, number 7. Don't think it was 100% intentional. You're more than good. People are just talking about video games. To be fair, I don't play that many right now. I'd say it's mostly your kind of FPSs, I guess, Overwatch and stuff like that. Which even then I don't really play that much. It's that and Minecraft, basically. I like building things. Oh, so they're going for a long for one. It's only about 2 additional minutes of the 40 to be played. Nice. Good, get it away. That still not fully cleared. That took a bounce off a Hibs player too. Is he going to keep it in? He does keep it in fairness. Give them credit where it's due. Triantis, ball into the box is dangerous. Still not fully cleared. Don't know what the fuck my idea. What was that, son? Just punted it up inside the box and Schmeichel's able to just regather and carry it. Fair enough. What a throw out for Schmeichel as well, by the way. Ah, but Kuhn doesn't body his man up. Decent enough. You have such a love-or-hate relationship with Adam either. Yeah, it's kind of like, see, what's a good way to describe it, man? It's like when you go to a restaurant and get food poisoning. You know what I mean? Like, you go there 10 or 15 times and it's lovely, and then one time you get food poisoning, and then for the rest of your existence you're wary if you want to go back there or not. And then like one day you're heading back and you're drunk or whatever, and you see that's the only place that's open, and you have to make that calculated decision. Is it going to absolutely kill me, or is it going to be the best food I've ever tasted? And to be fair, right now it's kind of like a, how would you describe this? It's kind of like a curry, like his performance. Like maybe the actual sauce isn't there right now, but the meat of the dish is there. You know, you can see he's trying. Try Command and Conquer. Ooh, I've heard of the game wrap, but it does. I mean, you have a bunch of those. What's the one that I like playing at? You got a few of them. Like RimWorld's alright. Factorio is another one. Factorio, if you've never played that, very, very good game. We're about 10 seconds away for half time here, by the way. That's why I'm just rambling about other shit. I don't think anything's going to happen between now and the remaining 10 seconds. There's like a cross into the box and that's about it. What platform? Oh. See which came years ago. Hell yeah, that's close. To be fair, I think most people are on like mixed platforms, right? That's how they get him so shooting at him to try and cook it. What do you mean it's not meant to be grilled, fella? It's meant to be fucking grilled. Look at it. What do you mean you're just eating raw fish? Like Maeda and Rio staring across at him like it's an affront to nature, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, it's half time here. Let's have a look at the stats because I am actually curious to see how. Why is it just shots on target? Fair enough, I guess. Well, we've had 6 shots on target. Can't really argue with it, but again, it's a case of like, why did it take that long? Like up until the 41st minute, and then all of a sudden we start playing football. Why can't we just do that out the gate? Oh shit! I didn't realise I missed a call. But that is because I'm doing shit right now. We got that's all that the same. How you doing on a Perma? I haven't seen you, mate. And Hockey Boy, what a great name. I don't know if Coons pass or put like that. There are two very different contextual arguments that can be made based on what you're meaning by that. What do you mean puss? I'm hoping that you mean like his pass before half time. In which case, yeah. I mean, it's been a much better like since they scored. Ironically enough, we've become much more convincing when it comes to chance creation. We've only actually made about 4 or 5 shots since their goal, but we've scored both real good chances, I should say, anyway, that we put in. No, fair enough. I thought we were maybe talking about his passing ability or whatever, but can't really argue with that as well, I suppose. I mean, we could always make changes. That's the kind of thing about it, right? We could take him off, bring on, like I said, you could take the pick between Yang and Forrest and then push Maeda central or whatever. Like, there's things that we could do in that sense, you know. But I think for me, realistically, get to the 60th minute and then base it off of that. If Kuhn's still not really hitting the high heights, I mean, he had just scored. That's the one thing I want to point out. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how it folds out. We'll see if we gained any subscribers. Sometimes this thing doesn't like to update at all, but not when I subscribe, that's fine. I think we're just going to be perpetually stuck in the 1600s for life. Don't know. I mean, there's a few decent performances. I'd say Taylor and Ralston have actually been quite quietly good. In fairness, they haven't actually put too much of a foot wrong. Give them credit where it's due. It's a good way to summarise it, to be fair, on a Permo. Yeah, first half an hour, 40 minutes, just wasn't particularly convincing when it came to chance creation. Oh, look, they brought the fucking shots. Why does that come up now? So we've had 15 shots. 6 on target, 81% of the ball, and the game's 2-1. To be fair, that is what I predicted. If it stays this way, then I keep a pretty solid predictions record. It would stay above 50% at least. Ralston's been playing. Genuinely, the passing for Ralston and Rio has been very noticeable. Taylor's put in some really good crosses as well, so you can't actually take anything away for the actual bulk of the performance. It's just literally been the same thing as always. Sometimes the finishing just ain't there, but we've got 2 goals, and we've just kind of enjoying things. David Gray looks like the sort of fella that would stick a fork in him. Type of gun to sit on top of a like fucking rover bus with a wee like metal tin hat.
It's the goddamn motherfucking rays, bro. You know what? They'll affect your brain with molecules, the radio waves.
Some Alex Jones shit. Your man Ralston man of the match. Honestly, he's making a very quiet case for it. Was everyone's go-to after the football season's over. I don't know, the masculine urge to walk all the way through like a dark town in the middle of the night when it's misty, listening to like skate music. You know what I mean? Pure cyberpunk style. F1, to be fair, F1 is a very, very good F. But I'm waiting for the FM25 because of the fucking new engine, right? Because they've been talking about that for ages, but I just kept pushing it back. I know you're feeling because you've been waiting to 100 subscribers. People in chat, do thing. Help other creators out, please. That would be nice. I appreciate that as well, Rob. That's very kind of you, man. It's more or less just likes I'm fussed about, because like I said, once this season ends, the streams dial back a good bit so I can focus up on life and life-orientated things. Well, I get my shit together. This has been a good part-time thing for me, though. Yeah, it'd basically be like subsidised spending that they'd have to do, Megan, so they'd have to sell to spend. It's very much what they've done for the last 2-3 seasons as is anyway. To be fair, if they sell his money away and all that stuff, then yeah, they could do so. That's a very good way to describe the type of person Ralston is, actually. If I was in the trenches of World War II with Ralston, that lad would give me a piggyback to safety. True. He could have like 10 bullets ripping through his stomach and neck and he'd be bleeding out, but he'd still carry you over your shoulder. I'll get you fucking safety, son. You know, for sure, man. Fair enough, David, fair enough. That's how much they're buying your club for, Cass. That's not how much they have to spend. That's how much they're worth. That's your club value, my guy. That's like your overall financial net, right? That's including like off brackets, board stuff. Like that's not just player spending, my guy. 250 million is what they bought you for. So you've got like subsidised brackets, my guy. You like, again, financial fair play would only allow you to spend about what, 25 million if you're lucky. Honestly, it kind of surprised me why a lot of more Premier League clubs don't just do that, like being that yo-yo club. Because every time you get promoted, you make more than a team that finishes in like 16th. So like, if you're Ipswich, yeah, go down this season, come back up the next season, wallahi, you basically covered yourself for about 3 seasons in the Premier League. That's a good analogy, Charlotte. Like one of those Shogun films where everybody's like charging down, like the entire army's charging him down and he just stands up on his own and faces them down like an absolute fucking boss man that he is. I've always said that I like Ralston, man. Ralston's just like, he's the classic epitome of what you would want. Like just a half decent fallback TV. Nothing too fancy, but my god, can you not fault him, man? He's a good player. Yeah, okay, I'm going to try and explain to you how board bracketing works, right? Do you know how the Glazers are worth like hundreds of billions, yet United as a systematic club is only worth about 6 to 7? Right, it's like that same type of thing. Your club value, your club overall financial stature, with everything included, is with that package 250 million. But that's subsidised, that's with as is, right? You still have debts to clear, you still have player contracts on top of all that. There is a lot of shit that gets taken off of that 250 million out the gate. On top of the, again, subsidised spending that you would need to do when it comes to things like bringing in new players, you still would have to sell to make. If it's 50 million for 51%, then yeah, that means that the 250 million would be the excess of what they could spend overall. That's the contract, dude. So they could give you like 20 million a season for like fucking, I don't know, 12, 13 years. Then they would have to, you know, make their own styles of profit. It just doesn't make sense, right? Because, I mean, why would you spend 250 million for a club that is literally in debt? That just doesn't make sense. 50 million for 61% of all ownership. Well, see, that makes more sense to me. And then you would have that 200 extra million as subsidised spending. That makes way more sense in my head than just, yeah, we got 250 million we can spend this season. It's like, bro, I don't think you're Man City. Even they don't sit 250 million in spending. Financial fair play would limit it to about, I would say, about 35, 40. It depends where you are in Europe. Maybe it's what they're planning to let their layout spending actually. In fact, it could be their layout spending. Now that I think about it, like that's maybe how much they're planning to invest during their initial stint, right? Because again, if they're majority shareholders, then yeah, you're going to need to be the one that supplies them majority of the funds. Can see Hibs getting another goal. Absolutely, Ryan. Here's the thing about it, is as comfortable as it has been in some aspects, it's still been one of those weird performances where it's not been particularly convincing, especially defensively anyway. I know they've only had 2 shots on target, but they've had a couple of breakaways where you're like, lads, you can cover the space here, you know you can step out, and they just opt not to do it. Aye, see, that makes more sense, guys. If it includes wages and stuff, yeah, you're bringing in a player for about 30k a week. Yeah, I'd say it kind of bumps it down. If you're actually talking spending, I'd give it about 30, 35, and then the other 25 would be for those wages, pretty much, give or take. Rangers supporting Watchalong reckons Rangers will be a different animal next season. He really fancies them for the league. It depends. Again, like everyone's operating under the assumption that Celtic won't do that much in the summer, even though we've made it quite clear that the entire game plan is to strengthen in the summer. Like if we lose a player like Rio, then we'll replace him with a player that's better. That's Celtic's mythos, right? We lost O'Reilly last year. We brought in a player that was 11 million, right? And again, Gilles hasn't hit the height of O'Reilly yet. I'm not going to sit there and pretend otherwise. But the fact is, we're constantly improving where we have to in terms of costs. How you doing? So nice to see you, man. You're definitely not wrong, guys. I think it's more or less about what your actual board wants to do, if that makes sense, right? Like, because they could sit down and be like, yeah, let's go for these 3 or 4 players, spend 20 million on them, but it's always a case of what happens if they don't work out, right? I mean, we've literally fell victim to it, right? We spent 4.5 million on a fucking goalkeeper for Greece that turned out to be anything but a goalkeeper. We spent 9 million on a striker that is a striker part-time essentially, and again, we've talked about Gilles. I love Gilles personally. I know the type of footballer that he is. I know he's not going to be the goal-scoring type, so less hassle with him. But it's not to say that we haven't signed players that we've looked at and go, why aren't we using them for how much we paid? Right, if you're Bernardo, for instance, right, 4.5 million is a lot of money in the Scottish football leagues for any midfielder, but we just have that as a bench option. Rangers need to get to the point where that's what they're doing on the side, as well as having a good enough first team to actually counteract us, because they might be getting results on the field, but again, the last few Old Firm Glasgow derbies, whatever you want to call them, there hasn't been much for Celtic to play for. Right, systematically we know we're going to win the league pretty much since fucking, February? Earlier, if anything, so Celtic haven't had to go out with 4th gear essentially for the rest of this season. In fact, the last time that I've seen us play with any type of vigour was that 1-1 draw against Bayern. After that, it's more or less been dialed back, which makes sense with injuries and the fact that there's less to play for. The title's already wrapped up, and most of them will be focusing on the final at the kind of end of this month, I believe. So The new Pope is put silly. I mean, do you know that would be the most ironic thing, isn't it, man? It means they can't really say shit. With a 9 million bench option striker. Exactly it. Unfortunately, right now he's playing for us, but again, if we go into next season, and we're already talking about some of the players that we're looking at, right, because we're looking at wingers, obviously, due to the fact that Jota's going to be out till January, so we might get a wee Norwegian fella in. That's not so bad. Obviously, if we decide to get rid of anyone else on top of that, say Yang decides to go, then we can always strengthen and get someone else in that sense. Strikers are self-explanatory. We know we're going to get a new one in, so it's a case of, do we have Kvistgaarden come in for that 10.5, 11 million? That wouldn't be a bad idea if we decide to go for it. So, you know, there is that in the back of my head that you could certainly use. We probably need another centre-back, just to be safe, I guess, especially if one decides to depart, because there's obviously those rumours that Kortevac going to Italy. Johnston's obviously rumoured to leave as well, on top of the fact that Maeda and fucking Hatate are rumoured to leave as well. So again, Celtic are still subject to change, right? It's going to be a different looked side in the, you know, first game after August, I should say. It's not going to be the same team that's playing right now, but it'll just be a case of who strengthens well. So we'll love the look of it. Ah, that's the guy's name. That was the one I was trying to talk about earlier. It's like Orsaster or whatever his name is. It's a pure weird pronunciation. I just called him Satir. Easier to pronounce in my opinion. But yeah, getting someone like him in the door wouldn't be bad. That's like €3.5 million. Can't really complain about it. Obviously the fact that he's, you know, Scandinavian, if we get Kvistgaarden on top of that, that's a good double connection from the Scandies. Can't really complain about that too much either. And again, you look across all the back lines, get a bit of strengthening in there, and if we get that CDM, or just a CDM, if we go for, say that, again, if we go for Lennon Miller, for instance, that seems to be one that's picking up some rumours and weight again. Second half's about to get underway here though, so we'll kind of focus up and get that ready. Got half a cigarette here in case shit gets stressful. You get a fist fart and I'll be happily get absolutely spot on. Oh, 100%. 100%. Well, the second half's about to get underway, so we'll get that started. Hopefully there's some football to be played. Right. I just want to see some half decent football, no bullshit, no faff, no first. Centre forward and Hibs are immediately looking, trying to get into space there, and they actually might have a chance right out of the gate. It's awkward. They are definitely going for it to begin with. They force it out for a quick corner kick. It's only taken them 20 seconds to win it, but there you go. You take Viagra in two situations, my guy. When you're over the age of 40 and it can't work anymore, or if you're at high altitudes. People forget that it's more or less a blood thinner, so. Oh, that was a half chance for Hibs. It goes over the bar. And Ralston just about got in front of that one as well, actually, so give him credit there, but set pieces that I don't like when it comes to watching us defend, man, because it's always iffy. We need to slap them up before the Italian league does. I know the Italians are buying up the Scots in some amount, by the way. Apparently there's like six that are playing in the Serie A top flight. There's more Scottish professionals than English professionals in this Serie A. It's a weird stat. Good hold up play there for Hibs. Yeah, the rumour Rangers are signing Ronaldo. Fuck's sake, they'd be bankrupt in about 10 weeks if they tried to afford his wages. Isn't he getting paid like the better part of $500,000 to play out in the Saudi League? Imagine. Oh. Bashiri just missed a good chance of his own there. I mean, I wasn't really sure how the fuck he was able to get the header on it. It didn't look threatening off his head either. It was never really going to be on target, but the fact that he won the ball is a bit of a surprise. Ralston. Played short. McGregor, nice 1-2. Keep it on the ground, lads. No silly stuff. I mean, an extra goal would be nice for, you know, nerves' sake, I suppose. That's like the minimum you would kind of hope to see. That's a loose pass for Scales. Rio does well to stick his leg in and make it awkward. And Maeda does well to steal the ball back. Good touch from Maeda. Lovely pass from Rio. Just slightly overhit and the keeper's able to spill it out and get it into play. He'll beat us now on the break up that left-hand flank. Plays short. Oh, fuck's sake, he's just been bundled out there. It'll be an immediate foul for Hibs. Ronaldo in the consortium, he's not looking to buy Man United for $6.5 billion. I mean, I guess that makes sense if they didn't just like sell a good amount of their money to that Radcliffe fella, right? Didn't he buy like a majority stake? So they would have to buy that back off him. Oh, there you go. David's just giving us the systematic breakdown. The formal celebration by Waterboy. My god, that is a blast for the past. Fuck me, I remember watching that film when I was like 12 or 13. Oh, don't like that. Nice, there we go. Calm for Trusty, lovely for Schmeichel. Just got out with the literal technical difficulties. Please stand by screen now. What the fuck? There's got to be a foul. I was going to say, yeah, and Giles gets dragged down by Triantis. Those two are having a bit of a battle in midfield, give them credit. Love that for Rio. Rio has been very good today, man. Running at people, getting the ball through, getting his leg in with challenges. This is the Rio I like, man. Just proper fucking hustle mode. Gets in there again. Good shit, big man. Holds it up beautifully. Lays it off. Cross into the box. It's half defense. Oh my god, it's spilled as well. Hibs managed to get a clearance touch on it, though. It's still dangerous, and now the foul's been given for Hibs. Much better all round. Solid stuff from Rio there, absolutely, man. Fucking pristine. Oh, and now the Kuhn's getting in a wall with someone. Oh god, big Ida, fuck him up! Kill him! Yes! Don't mess with my man, he's got a sausage bigger than your future, prick! Fuck out of there! Let's go! Go on, Ida. That's why I like him, man. He may be shite, but he's got the passion to defend his teammates. Good shit. That's what you love to see. He may not be able to hit a ball, but he can hit you across the cheek with a well-timed left fucking hook if you do that shit again, big man. McGregor's just having words like something must have happened off the ball. It just like cut and all you fucking seen was Ida and Kuhn pure squaring up to this tiny wee dude that was trying to be angry, man. Like, there is very few men that I would square go with on that pitch. Ida is not one of them. He's Irish, half black and 6 foot plus. Like, that man is designed to kill. That's alright, that's what happened. Bashiri like kicks the ball away, then Triantis starts getting... It's not Triantis, sorry, whoever the fucking... It's Iredale, yeah. Tries to get physical, pushes Kuhn, and then Ida just steps in between as if to go, what's that you're trying there, wee fella? You want me to throw hands, big man? Well, at least it's been dissolved and sorted out, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Any more of his cheek, I'd have just picked him off and walked off the pitch, man. No, I think wee Baba needs his rest, man. Someone's cranky. I do apologise. It's not the goal. Sometimes I just yell louder. I need to remember the microphone is right here. At least we know why Ida's on the pitch. It's just to cause chaos. To protect me, man. Exactly it, man. He's the wee bodyguard. But I like, it's a bit of a different, you know, view of Ida in the opening of this half. You know, he's trying to get involved a little bit more. At the very least, he's willing to throw hands, and that's always something I can appreciate. You wouldn't be surprised if you just had the round one fight. Tell you what, man, if those two scrapped out, it would definitely be a flawless victory. Good for Trusty, run it. We'll say it was close enough, Snape. We'll say it was close enough. We've got some good football being played here. Come on, boys. An extra goal for Vibes would be absolutely magnificent. Hold on, we might actually have something going here. Nice. Oh, the ball over the top was clean. Didn't walk out. And apparently Celtic TV's doing that shit with it fucking Frigates for some reason. Stop being cringe, please. That would be fantastic. Thank you. The ball over the top was genuinely quite nice, but it was just a nice little step in. I think Cadden at the back there just made it a wee bit more difficult for the initial ball in behind. Oh, they nearly fucked it up big style. They somehow managed to get out from the back, and there is a breakaway chance if they can get moving. Campbell lays it up. Boyle, Triantis, nice movement, still bounces around, takes a big deflection off that one, and it bounces all the way back into Celtic possession. Taylor doesn't really clear it. Scales might do it the second attempt, eventually does. And Hibs will retain the ball on their own halfway line. They're still trying to press, though. They know that a goal is massive for their overall stint of the season, right? A draw is still decent enough, right? Because if they get that, and in the last two games Hibs and Aberdeen both win them, that 1 point would technically give them that third place spot. So they know they still have a lot to play for. It's by no means done. The man is multi-talented. Maybe not at football, but he's multi-talented. More than fair enough, girl. More than fair enough. Run it. There we go. Cut back in style. Let's play some decent football here. Kind of. Has anyone heard for Flash or Virtual? Those two are usually always in here, but I guess for a reason not. I'll even Chateau. A few other regulars that usually pop up. I haven't heard from them yet, but hopefully, I mean, I guess it makes sense for Chateau to be fair. It's like fucking, what, over there, like 10 in the morning. Oh, I love that video. He tried to get the tackle and doesn't work out. Coon's got to come through on his man and take him out the game there, and that's... Yeah, but that challenge for Rio was actually quite nice, by the way. There was nothing wrong with that one. The second one's 100% a foul. Catches the man, doesn't get the ball. Pretty straightforward, that one. Respect to anyone who eats football and plays the black pudding. Professional sport. Oh, there we go. It's sent forward. Hibs actually do have a decent ball in behind there. It's a lovely taking touch for Trust It. Loses out there, and they're just going to guide it out for a throw. And it should have been a foul. The referee seems to be very happy to give fouls one way and not the other. Pretty much the exact same type of foul as well. Nice step in, played over. That's going to be out. Don't know what the game plan for his was there, to be honest with you. Cadden was just trying to find the ball out towards anybody really, but don't think it was going to find anyone. Campbell wasn't there, and there definitely wasn't any offside runs for Cadden. Real playing well as well. To be fair, it was probably something decent enough. I mean, Hibs are playing a much deeper line. That's like the big noticeable thing. Like, you got Kukurevich and the rest of them kind of penciled in almost within about 30 yards. But who doesn't love Rio? Rio's a class blow. That's good. Speak of the devil, there he is. Played short. Cut out towards the left-hand side. He's playing very, very good stuff. That is lovely. Across the space, surely into the box. Tipped out by the keeper. Still dangerous. Kuhn's there. Slaps it down. Laid off by McGregor. Lovely pass for Angels. That's team football, baby! That's team fucking football. That's how it is done. From sweetness to sake, that's the Belgium to fucking good old-fashioned Japanese connection. That is a lovely finish for Rio. You cannot take anything away from that. The football to retain that back was beautiful, and it looks like it is game over. Hibs will not probably get much out of this game from here. The football there was fucking terrific. Take nothing away from that layoff pass for Angels, because he could have been selfish. He could have gone for goal, but realised Rio was there in a much better space. Lays it up beautifully for him to run onto, and it's a well-timed first. That's just such a beautiful first-time strike, actually. He takes it so well. On the run, just lays it up, open up his body, hits it with the right, and calm as you can like into the far corner. Look at that, man. Arigato, my guy. Thank you very much. We'll fucking take that. Redden, Jesus. Yeah, I was going to say, like... Right now, my obsession is with salami. Specifically, like cheese and salami fucking toasties. Those things are my life right now. Got about an hour of this game being in gown, give or take. I don't know. Someone give me like an accent today that isn't like racist, and I'll commentate over it for the next like minute or so just to keep this interesting. How much do you think we'll get for Rio in the summer? About £654 million. I think that would be reasonable. Realistically, about 20. I'd say 20 would be like best case scenario. Most likely you'd be pushing more around the 15 to 17 mark. Where's the good old aerial TV when you need it? I know, Celtic TV need to fucking have one of those like in-house box things you can just plug in for connection. Do you like chorizo? I love chorizo. It's like, I'd say like chorizo, Milano, salami, they're the two like big ones I go for. Mexican's decent as well. You cannot go wrong with a good old fucking taco. 20, yeah, I'd say 20 million's about reasonable for Rio. Like, that's best case scenario. That's like that. I'm talking if he decides to ball out from now to the end of the season and scores like hat-tricks every game. Most likely you're looking to the mid kind of 10s, 15s. Chorizo is good, that's fucking class. Oh, you want me to do a Mexican accent? Is that fucking... I don't know if that's racist or no. And try though. Alright, hombre, you want to play it out towards the left-hand side. Here goes inside. There's a potential ball. It's a lovely ball, actually. Here is Tyson Maeda. Plays inside. That could be good. Hits it across. Hombre, hit it. Hit it, hombre. Oh, he doesn't fucking... He should have hit it though. What I say? Put it into space, man. That's good from Kuhn. Lovely take and touch. Here's Rio. Come on. I just want to get like a shot at the very least. Yeah, that's good. Mexicans are fucking sick as hell. I love them to death, man. They got good food, good people, and very good ability to build things. Oh, that's good. Scales, nice, better, run it. been there, done that, man.
Just move the aerial across a bit, man.
Oh, the chance! It's a... Fuck! I missed again. God damn it. God fucking damn it, God damn it, God damn it, man. Why are you like this? Why are you good at football sometimes and then like that happens? Bro. Stop. I don't even think the chippies know what it is, mate. They just get it in a box, throw it into the fucking air fryer and call it a day. Ah, Trusty, what's that, son? Man, he's just not been that convincing. Oh, Scales kept it in, no, because Scales is godlike. Let's go. Never mind. Trusty has had a very iffy game. Scales has had a good one. I'd like for both centre-backs to be good and fucking consistent, but at least one's trying. That's a ball out to space. Shot is at the near post, actually, to be fair. Not a bad opportunity from Abita, but straight in the hands of Schmeichel. Get him enough. Oh, fuck, I'll clarify this right now, I'll tell you. Red. Pudding and fucking ingredients, man. Let's go. I'll just... No, not bread pudding, you fucking stupid fat cunt. Like, can you actually just type in what and stop getting your shite little recommended? Yeah, a Scottish dish includes beef, pork rind or bacon. So it's basically it's bacon. It's bacon. That or bacon bits. Ball in the box again. Dangerous, half dangerous. Doesn't go anywhere, so we'll just leave that as is and plug this in because my laptop is doing that shit again. What the fuck even is a Cockney accent? I can't, off the top of my head, I don't even remember what that sounds like. I'll be honest with you. I don't know, is that like the Midlands accent, or am I tripping? Because I can do a good amount of them in England, but I don't know. Oh, London. Oh, wait, are you talking about like the fucking Roadman accent? Or like the East Enders accent, like one of the two of them? They've made a triple change here. I should actually focus on that first. Cadden, Bowie and Hoyle are on. The other card, I should say. They've taken off some changes for them. To be fair, the English accent's pure widget. The London accent is like 3 variants, right? It's posh, middle class, roadman. Right, like you have the classic intrinsical Stanford type accent, the one that's like this. But you've got like the middle class accent where everyone speaks like this for some reason. And then of course you've got the fucking roadman accent, you know what I mean? You say that shit again, fam, I'll fucking drag you into an alleyway and she'll be up, fam, innit? Don't you want for no disrespecting me and my crew, bro? It's not how it flies. That's a good ball actually for Hibs. There's a chance for them on that far space. Have they got a run going? Ball into box. They had a chance and they fucked it up big style. That's hilarious. It's out for a throw in on the far side anyway, so Celtic will be able to just retain the ball and go again. Yeah, no, it's pork rind. So your Cockney is good and you can fool people down here. That's close. I feel like I'd be able to do that if I went to like Ireland or Australia, because I've got a good like natural accent. Be able to walk into like Melbourne or somebody. Yeah, fellas, what's happening, mate? Nothing really too wrong at all. You can actually sound pretty convincing in a lot of different accents if you just actually know how to speak it. And then just hit them out in a will. Ah, you big fat fucking flabby chested cunt. Like just pure Scottishness. But even then, my accent isn't even fully Scottish. You can tell I'm fae here, but it's no, you know, I'm not speaking like this the entire time. You know, it's not that Glaswegian accent. You know, like Country Rangers TV. That Rhea's got the ball. You know that guy. That's like the accent everyone thinks when they think of Scotland. Oh, hold on, chance. They might break. Hibs have a chance here. They should have shot. That was a big opportunity. They still get the shot away, but he's just took away the biggest chance there. It's a big miss again for a Babita. Oh, nothing beats the Donegal accent, to be fair. Like, what? Oh, what's happening, boys? She's doing alright now, and they're just like, How do you know our accents? Ah, because I do. Britain's a small place, man. There's just too many different accents. I'd say like England, I'd say the Scouse and the Geordie accents are the best. The Welsh people always just sound like they're confused, you know? Like they're always trying to ask you a question. That's a good ball forward, actually. Hold on, speaking of questions, maybe Celtic are going to ask one of the Hibs backline. Run it, Celtic, run it fast. Here we go. Ball into the box is half dangerous, but calmly gathered in the end. There was going to be no real prayer. I just hassled him! Let's go. Just shouting at any time Ida does something in note, because I might as well. He has had a much better second half. At the very least, he's not wasted any major chances. In fact, I say that he's missed one sitter already. He's missed like 4 sitters this game, but he scored, so it's not that horrible. Scottish accent is like a 10 watt amp version of a Northern Ireland accent. Oh, to be fair, you've heard people like Neil Duff and that speak, you're like, Jesus Christ. But no one has a bad accent, like, you see, unless you're from like the Midlands in England. Oh, thank goodness you're here, lad. But that type of accent, most accents in England are actually fine. Unless it's like a Scouse woman. I just had a fucking calypso, yeah? It's fucking minging. Scottish accent goes hard. What the fuck is Celtic TV doing it? Probably have one of the sexiest accents in the world. Mostly because of the it's the soft Glaswegian accent. People like almost like the David Tennant. Have you ever played a game called Superliminal or Superminimal? I can't remember what it's called, but it has like a Scottish guy that does the voice for that, and people fell in love with the voice. Hello, I am Dr. Glenn Pierce, and welcome to the REM sleep program. You are here because you're lost, like that type of guy. Why am I just getting this in 2 frames a fucking second, you cunt? Can you stop? Somebody doesn't want that. There we go. Chance. Hey, he got there in the end, Ralston. At least you blocked him there. Took about 30 seconds, got there in the end. Oh, to be fair, man, I live for like 10-15 minutes outside of Glasgow, and people are like, are you sure you're fae here? I'm like, I am. I just have a mixed family. I don't have the tried and true, you know, Glaswegian accent, I'll say that much. St Johnstone winning against County, let's go. You hear the Glaswegian and changed their attitude. Oh, right, fucking hell, man, I thought you were a foreigner there, Jesus Christ. I thought you were one of them. Oh, no, like, fucking good. At least you're. I always do that. It's like, see, whenever I meet someone new for the first time, I'll always speak to them in an English accent just to piss them off. Especially if they are English. Just to see if they can actually gauge if you're actually Scottish or not. Because they're like, why are you sound like that? I can assure you, man, I come straight from the southern border. I'm not Scottish at all. Wait for like half an hour. Actually, no, I'm from Glasgow, mate. Pretty much like fucking 10 minutes outside it. Yeah, I mean, if we have one of the sexiest accents, then my fucking sexual history has got a lot to explain for itself. That's why a lot of people like Scottish people doing commentaries. You're a mix, and Caribbean. What type of Caribbean though? That's the question. Have you got a little bit of tinge in that accent like a Jamaican, or is it more like a slow tone Caribbean? That's a good block. Hibs have a chance to do something. They've ruined it, let's go. Things you love to see. Oh wait, I say that, they're actually trying to break out from the back. It might be a foul for them. And a card comes out for Scales. This referee seems to be very biased to one team when it comes to decisions. Good displays, didn't he? Very well. My apologies. Well, maybe they'll do something from this set piece. They have an opportunity, but Forrest, oh, he's going to come on. He'll get about give or take 20 minutes with additional time to get himself on the score sheet. Paulo's going to be coming on for our skipper as well, which I don't mind too much. Cannot fault it at all. Skipper deserves a wee bit of rest. Schmeichel will get the captain's armband to see this game out, which is nice for him in his first game back. We ain't saying the next season Callum's going to play less. Maybe. I mean, he's still young enough to make a massive impact. He's our captain. It'd be hard not to include him in our team for the next 2-3 seasons yet. Maybe he won't get as many, I guess you would say, like, consistent 90-minute matches. It might be a case where he'd get taken off at like the 70th, 75th more often or whatever, but this is just to rotate for the sake of fitness and fatigue. But McGregor and Kuhn are off, Forrest and of course the man we're just talking about is on, so be curious to see if Paulo can pop up with a wee goal or at least some defensive pragmatism just to add a little bit of composure to the back line here. Going to be a free kick just inside the half. We can't back there for you. I'd appreciate that big style shadow, thank you very much. Good stuff. There you go, guys. You got a model drop me a fucking sausage. That's when you're real living life. White pudding is oatmeal. Yeah, that's true. It's more of a like condensed version, I guess. Anyone that knows military rationing will probably be able to give you a bit of an idea, but it was more of a World War II recipe because of the lack of meat. Same with ship biscuits. If anyone knows what ship's biscuits are, then congratulations, you have some decent historical memory. That's the reason why our ancestors stand here today. Black pudding goes hot. Good take. That's a foul, has to be. Drag them down, get them in the book if you're going to book. Yeah, there we go. About fucking time you've got in the book. He catches him on the back of this, on the back of the shirt too, so it's a double foul. I just caught him in the legs. Never mind. Here we are. I don't think neither was offside or a foul was given there. Thank you, Hiccups. Very cool. Yeah, there was offside, but just a boy up. Man, small world, isn't it? Very small world. You got a mini fly up yesterday. I feel like Angels pumped in my stomach with a cement mixer. God damn. Tell you what, man, you need to like Shadow. You need to write like a little book of quips. Just call it the metaphors of man. There's always something for every situation. Well, I mean, Gale stayed down. I mean, Trusty's ass cheek is that fat that it's actually injured a player. That's legendary. Man, really is a small world. That's cool to see. We don't have many famous ones around here. I guess the best you've got is like the Atlantic. Well, 15 minutes and whatever's left of additional time. The other Cadden's been booked. Chris Cadden's in the book this time, yellow. Been much slower in terms of chance creation. There's been very few shots this half as a whole. I have to actually be honest. I think we've had like 4 attempts. We have scored though, so I'm not going to complain too much. But we have slowed things down a significant degree. At least we ain't missing as many sittles. That's something we can take at the very least. Oh fuck, I didn't even ask you, Megan. How did you get your car fixed? I'm pretty sure that was the last thing we were talking about a few weeks back, and honestly I have no idea if you actually managed to get it sorted or not. I mean, if you're back in Glasgow, my hope is that you managed to get something, at the very least, kind of done and dusted. Taylor, break on that big man. That could have been something. Good cut out by Carden, getting credit there. Had to be switched on, sent forward, and out for another Celtic throw-in. Calm enough. There's a good space. Paulo, good touch. Calm enough. Swung back. Good shit. That is lovely all round. Nice to see some good controlled 1-2 touch passing, boys. Here's Forrest. Good pass into space, spilled about. Forrest is still trying to get onto it, make it awkward. Celtic are still trying to retain it. That has to be a foul. There's about 2 or 3. Fuck. Well, eventually we got something. Of course, yeah, I imagine so, man. Range Rover Sport, fuck, that you're pretty much guaranteed to be paying a good number of grand on that, but at least you managed to get it sorted. I suppose it beats beating, paying for a whole ass new car. Silver linings, but just one day at work, you made the money back though. That's the way I'd look at it. And Giles has got a free kick to swing this one in. There's only a few bodies in the box. I don't think we're taking it as seriously as other chances, but we do have Scales, Trusty ideas in there as well. If we want to go for a high end swing and it was a back stick, this would be the place to do it. It is actually a good cross, and somehow it's another miss from Ida. How many sitters do you need to miss, man? This motherfucker would go to sit on a bench and miss it. Another big miss for Ida. That's 4 sitters, 2 in each half now. Ridiculous. I'm allowing it to slide because it's not as if we're losing or even drawing. We're winning the game comfortably at this point, but still. Oh, wait a minute. Are we going to get some minutes for Sean McCardle? Or are we going to be bringing on Kenny? There's a youngster on the side. There was 2 there. It's going to be one of them. I think it's Kenny. And McCowan's the other one that stepped forward. Fair enough. It's going to be McCowan to come on then. I know, you still don't like to see your strikers miss open chances. McCowan's on for Rio. Rio deserves a wee round of applause. He's very slowly kind of made case for man of the match for me today. Passing has been good. His attacking has been fantastic. Defence has been pretty good as well. And they've brought Money on for Levitt. That's the final change. To be fair, I haven't really seen too much of Levitt this match, I'll be fair. He's only really had the ball when he's lost it. Surprised he stayed in the pitch for as long as he did. And straight away, yeah, Manny's got onto the ball and tried to force it forward. Potential break. What? Fair enough, Shadow, fair enough.
Goddamn sweating like Michael Jackson in the back of a fucking kids bus.
Let's see where this one goes. There is a potential written for Hibs. If they score from here, then they can still theoretically grab a late draw, and that would, again, do their season a world of good at this point. I can't say I did, honestly. I don't really look at anything to do with that one. It's like the weirdest royal family member, and then some. Well, let's see what Hibs are going to do here. They actually are going to go for goal, but there was never really any threat. As soon as it left his boot, you could tell there was way too much behind that. I respect the attempt from him though. It's never really going to be too threatening. 9 minutes, whatever's left of additional time. Here's Ralston, goes for the ball through, tries to find Ida, but Bashiri's just going to kind of step him out. Now, I've seen a lot of the kind of, again, I don't really keep up too much with political news and all that stuff, but I've seen some of the rules that have been made with trade deals with India and all that stuff that's just like, wow, this country really doesn't like its own people that much, does it? Forrest into the box. Popped up and away, and it's going to be a corner kick. Maybe there's a chance for us to get something ourselves here. A fourth would be nice. Doesn't really matter to me. I mean, someone did actually say 3-1 at the start of the stream. They're very much on course to be correct. Oh, well, there you fucking go, Jesus. I mean, I think everyone knew that. You feel like if there's more than 2 or 3 stories against one particular guy, chances are at least one of them is real. Well, that's awkward. Still dangerous. Just a bunch of 50-50s, but Hibs get the better of it in the end and send it forward. Chance for them to break, but the ball forward is not really dangerous, and Schmeichel can just come forward and do it. Very good analogy, actually. I'll pocket 6 in and out. You're from far? Nice, mate. Dundee was better, Glasgow was decent, but honestly, it's just going to depend on what you're into and who you're spending. Yeah, honestly, that's a good way to put it. I'll tell you what, one of the nicest places I've ever visited that I would maybe consider moving to is Calendar, because even though it's a shithole, it's beautiful. Same with Aberfeldy, it's a stunning wee place, but you know, you need to be in with the right type of crowd. There's bad eggs everywhere you go though. Play out towards Scales. Want to give a little shout out to Taylor though, he's been good. Scottish Pub League. I'm pretty sure there's a few of them, I'd imagine, mate, but I don't know, if you're saying we're Pub League level, we're still better than a lot of English teams. Do we need to recall the last few that we've played? Call it Pub League all you want, mate, still better and more entertaining than your shitty leagues. Bunch of overpaid princesses that flop to the floor every time they're fucking touched, and referees that get paid more than fucking players do. No offence, mate, your league's a business. Ours is our way of life. That's the difference. I'd rather football be fun than financially focused. Thank you very much, I'll take that every day of the week. Besides, your name's Bruce Lee, shouldn't you be supporting some fucking team out in, like, Asia? What does the Japanese leagues have to offer, bro? We buy their players for fun. No, looks like Gilles is going to be the final change. I don't mind that too much. And we are going to get some minutes. I could see him warming up in the background. It is going to be McCardle that gets some minutes on the pitch. So good to see a wee youngster. Maybe he pops up with a goal. That'd be lovely. Exactly. Every league has its problems. Scotland is simple, just doesn't have the money. You give us the same money as the English fucking Premier League and I tell you it'd be the most fascinating league in the world and then some. The Bundesliga outperforms English fucking football when it comes to every metric, and yet you still claim you're the best league in the world. It's cute. Maybe actually have some half decent English players. Forrest! Go! Please! This is his chance! Oh, that's a good fucking save, in fairness for Smith. That's his best save of the day and then some. What a shot for James. It was lovely hit, man. I think he was offside. Oh, he was offside anyway. That's so disheartening, but he didn't do anything wrong with the shot. It was so well hit. Can't take anything away for the saves. I know it's like they forget that players like Van Dijk and Robertson and Wanyama and fucking Schweiz, like there are a lot of players that have came from Celtic and Rangers teams, and they just forget about that. Your best defender in that league, or one of your best defenders in that league, was playing for us 10 years ago. We might be a stepping stone league, but at least we're still in the fucking river. That's a good ball shot. I don't know, they can sit there and say Scottish football's unpredictable, like predictable as fuck, but it's not as if the English league's any different. You know there's only ever going to be 4 teams that are in with an actual chance of winning the title. For some reason, despite there being fucking 20 teams in that league, the top 10 can somehow still get into fucking Europe. It's a joke. It's money based. Like, make that same argument 20-30 years ago and you fucking couldn't. Because the English league was actually filled with, I don't know, English players. It's almost if you buy everything up, of course you're going to be the fanciest league out the fucking lot, and even then you're still not competing with the rest. Just because you have the most money doesn't mean you're the best. Ask any rich person that. It's a good block Celtic will ever throw in just about on this side of the line. Yeah, Dundee's good for maybe like buildings, I guess. They've got some nice buildings. Well, the university's half alright, I guess. But it's not a place you'd want to live. It's like Martin Luther King and Gandhi, man. It's like anything we've preached, or anything they preached, we've said it first. We've done it first. We put the fucking foundations down. No shame in it. Some people are just on it, they just don't know what they're talking about. That's all I need to say. Pub League is a bit of an insult considering the fact we bring in more fucking national averages than the English League do. We're literally the best supported league by country status, mate. More Scottish people go to games per capita than the English do. We care about the game a lot more than you ever fucking will. Teams from Ireland beat most of the teams in the Scottish pub. I mean, sure. Let's run through the list. The last time that an Irish team won was Sligo against Motherwell, when Motherwell were literally stripped of all their best players over the summer window. Fantastic. I'd make the comparisons to the times that we've played Linfield or Cork or whatever else, and we've handed them their arse. But hey. And even then, you're doesn't make a comparison at all. That's adorable. It's cute. Let's go. Run it forward. There's a potential. Is he onside? I was going to say if he was onside, but it's a good interception in fairness from Iredale. That's good work from Maeda. Don't know why you would backheel it there, but fair enough. Good for McCowan. This could be a break-in chance. Side is just a little bit too short run on it. They managed to get it away. Smith clears it. I was going to say, the Irish prefer their rugby and their Gaelic sports anyway, so... It's not as if Celtic have a bad track record against English teams. Fuck, we beaten Man United and drew with City twice. Had some decent results. I mean, the last team we played was Aston Villa, and even then we still managed to make a fucking decent game out of that with injuries. We ain't a pub team, it's just that we're not some fucking sad excuse of a club that sells our soul and identity to try and fit in with the rest of them, man. That's why I've lost a lot of respect for teams like Newcastle and shit, because they sold their soul just to have a chance at winning titles. Could not be me. Well, there's very few minutes left in this match, but the game is pretty much over and done with. We're just waiting on the referee's whistle at this point in fucking time. But Celtic have done what we needed to do. Much slower second half in terms of chance creation and just overall output, but again, can't really argue with it too much. Some decent performances where they've had to be. Again, take no credit away for some of them. Rio was fantastic the day. Taylor and Ralston were very, very good. Can't say anything wrong with them. I'd say the top two for me would genuinely would be Rio and Ralston. Because I can't say Ralston's put a foot wrong. Some of his crossing's been fantastic. I mean, Scales has put in a good shift. Schmeichel's been consistent where he's had to be, even though he's not really had too much to do. At least he's been commanding. Nobody's had a bad... I mean, the only one that's had a really bad game, I would say, is Ida, just because of the sheer amount of sitters the lads missed. Like, that's his problem. It's inconsistency, as always. Nothing different there, but at least they still popped up with a goal, so we can't complain it. We'd whack anything with a hurl, hell yeah. See, but one of the things I was watching recently was like the mad fucking World Championships of curling, because it was like on my recommended, and I'm like, why am I even recommended this? And then I realised it's because Scotland are actually good at it. Here's Dyson. Played short. Is there a chance? Shot, good save for Smith again. He's came up with some big ones now over the last 10 minutes. Celtic clear the... Oh, that's lovely. Very calm. Can't take anything away from that. It was a good opportunity for McCown, it just didn't necessarily work out. Most of the teams in the Scottish public would not survive in the League of Ireland. I don't think the League of Ireland would survive without subsidiaries from their own fuck. Like, bro, no offence or anything, but that just makes no sense. If you took all of the teams for Ireland and put them into the Scottish... In fact, if you want a good example, look at the Iron Brew Challenge Cup. That includes all of the teams for like fucking Wales, Northern Ireland, and I don't think there has been a single instance where an Irish team has won it. That's my fair enough. Either way, we've got 5 seconds and then the whistle goes. Well, 5 seconds and then we're just basically on the referee's time. Yes, it's over with the game, and it's done and dusted, and I'm going to yell very loud. We know the drill. If you're new here, I mean, no one's subscribed. I'll check just to be 100% sure. No one has subscribed. Oh, someone. Well, literally, as soon as I went to like check off of it, we actually gained a few. Thank you very much. Well, for those people, a little warning: we do yell very loudly when Celtic win a game. So if you want a little warning to turn down your volume a bit, now would be the time. Let's do it. Righto. So, gentlemen, for the victory and for the win. Fucking yes! So, that's how it's done. Thank you very much. Get it right fucking up, yous. Hibs will go, well, I mean, they'll have to basically win the last 2 games to have a chance at staying in third. Let's have a little look at the table, shall we? I always like to have a little gander at the table. Yeah, definitely a much staler second half, but we actually had more shots on target in the second half, so at least we prioritised that. Can't really argue too much with that. Stats-wise, though, this is what we're looking at. Tables, we're 20 points clear. Unless, obviously, Rangers win their game tomorrow. Realistically, they should, let's be honest, but it's over to Aberdeen's court, essentially, because if they don't win their game, then, yeah, it's still very much open for Hibs to sign, or to secure and kind of sign up third, lock it down, if that makes sense, and give them credit for doing so. They didn't play bad today, Hibs. I want to give them their credit where it's due. They still made chances, they just didn't really make too many towards the end of the match that were going to be particularly threatening, so kind of makes sense that that's how it goes. Like the way Casper talks to Ralston, it's obviously said a good impact. I mean, that's the thing about it, like no one... It's one of those where the main issue was the finishing, which is, you know, very weird to say when you're 3-1 up, but again, the amount of chances we missed today, that's it. Fix that and fuck me, we become a way more efficient side. Either again wasn't miserably bad today, it's the same complaints that we always have with them, just his finishing wasn't particularly there, but for the most part, no too bad. Yeah. I mean, we literally have a friendly coming up against, like, is it Cork or Derry? One of the two of them. We have a friendly with them in a few weeks. I mean, didn't we literally... We played a team a few months ago. Didn't we play, like, Sligo or something over the fucking... Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did, actually. Hold on a second. We played a team for Ireland, like, this season. I think it was a friendly that happened a while ago, admittedly, but it definitely fucking happened. Why find this to confirm it, because I know I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure we played one over. Aye, we did. We played fucking Sligo with our like B team and managed to win. So what the fuck are you talking about? We played them in October and we beat them with our kits. I'm pretty sure Palmer came on and scored like 2 goals late on or some shit, but like still, yeah, Sligo. I knew we'd played somebody. Well, there we go. Even more confirmation that that's just a very silly thing to say. We play Cork in a pre-season friendly as well. That's what I was checking to make like sure that we... I mean, fair enough, I suppose. When does that friendly happen? Actually, did I have a date down for it yet? No, because we have a bunch of... Why are you being so cringe with the fucking... Yeah, we got a friendly against Newcastle on the 19th of July. I don't even remember us agreeing to make that. Fair enough, I suppose. Well, fair enough. Aye. Trying to remember the call already, it was very much so. Well, that pretty much covers everything that needs to be covered for this game. Pretty much as calm as you can ask. I'll that's not a bother at all, Megan. I'll try and check in with you at some point over the next few weeks, but you know how it goes when you get into a fucking look at my I don't even know what I call this point, situationship, I guess. Just respect and all, but I hope you're enjoying yourself. If you're in next week, then we'll kind of catch up with you then. But it's good that you got your car fixed. Enjoy the rest of your red pudding or whatever it is. Make sure Gaz gets his handful of that one. It was everyone's seeing and all. That's cool. We'll get pretty much 5 or 10 minutes and then we'll wrap up the stream ourselves. If there's any questions or whatever you want to throw in, especially before the next match, because there's only a few days to wait. In fairness, we go again on the 14th. The difference it being a late kick-off, which is actually better for me if I'm being honest, but we're against Aberdeen. So, yeah, we get to take these two on back-to-back, and, I mean, we did Aberdeen a favour by beating Hibs, so Hibs will be wanting us to do them a favour and beat Aberdeen. Like I said, it's pretty much in their boat to win the rest of their matches, and I think they actually play Rangers tomorrow. They do play Rangers tomorrow, so they have to beat Celtic, Rangers, and then they need to win the remaining games of that match too, but for us tomorrow, the main one we're focusing on is that one, so can't really argue with it too much. Fair enough, Snibble, love that. We've been watching a lot of baseball over the summer. Yeah, I mean, I usually try and fit it in with shit that I don't usually watch, right? For me, it's like basketball, sometimes golf when it's on, I guess. Kind of occasionally, every now and then, I'll try and keep up with some hockey games. Bunch of different stuff. But mostly baseball, yeah. I can't keep my tabs on a few teams that I have like soft spots for. I mean, the Athletics haven't started off miserably, although they lost last night, I think. I didn't see the full-time thing, I'd just seen like the updated scores and they were like 6-2 down at some point or whatever. Wrexham are a good team, but same issue. Funneled with money. Touch the cabin over the globe, exactly. You take it easy on it, Permo. It's been a pleasure to have you in, brother. Pleasure as always. I think that's pretty much everything I need to do as of now here. Not as if there's a lot to really add on. I suppose we can finish this little draw, I suppose, and then we can get ready to wrap things up. Is there any football going on over the summer? There is, but they're mostly friendlies. For Celtic, I'd imagine the earliest we would get would be like the Champions League playoffs, because we have to go through those, regardless of what we want to do. So that's a bit of an issue, I guess. Love the street. Oh, I appreciate that, Shadow. You've been an absolute pleasure to have in here, mate. You have absolutely you've made some class jokes today, so it's nice to have you in, brother. If you're with us on the 14th, then fantastic. You have a lovely rest of your weekend, bro. Likewise with you, Steb. You take it easy, brother. You have a lovely rest of your weekend too. Well, I think that does cover basically everything that we need to. No arguments there. Got exactly what we needed. Oh, there's Flash! It's fucking... I knew he was alive. What's good, man? What's happening? You picked a good time to come in. I presume you were just watching the game with your family on the side. But we did what we needed to do. When's the World Cup? It's next year, my guy. I think so anyway. Yeah, you've got like the qualifiers this year, playoffs in March next year, and then the actual tournament itself. Accrington Stanley, the best of the best. Me and my boys showing up at Bathgate to support them, even though I have no idea who they are. I don't really have any soft spots for a lot of English teams. I like Liverpool because of the Never Walk Alone connection, and that's probably about it. Although I do like Millwall. I just find that their fans are hilarious. They don't even shout like that. No! It's just, you always hear that shit, you're like, oh, you're outside the stadium, Jesus. See, that's why I was confused, because in my head I'm like, I thought we were away from home for so much of the day. Like, I'm pretty sure even the thumbnail that I made actually for the stream, I should check that, because I'm pretty sure when I made the thumbnail I put it like away from home. Yeah, pretty much. Fun. I thought it was Easter Road. Still, not really too much, it's just a fucking thumbnail. So it's not a lot of football over the summer. Nah, most likely it's just pre-seasons and pre-friendlies, all that kind of shit. What did you make of the game, Flash? Hopefully, I mean, half decent at the very least. We're wrapping up here in the next 2 or 3 minutes anyway, my guys, so we'll wait to see what you say. I like Liverpool. Yeah, I have a soft spot for them. It's the same way like Dortmund and Feyenoord. Just, you'll never walk alone clubs. I like a lot of teams, but there's certain teams that you just have like affinities with. Although Dortmund's probably the most annoying ones to fucking support, because Jesus Christ, they just never win anything that much. It's the right choice to make, absolutely. Well, obviously Flash has made his opinions very clear. The blue room is bare. Oh no, to be fair, it's not bare, they have teddy bears in there, mate, don't you forget. Boom, first half, tail of 2 halves. Aye, pretty fucking much, mate. That's it's what every one of us were saying throughout the course of this game. The mixture of either not taking his chances, we decided to just tighten things up in the second half and get across the line. Nothing too bad. Celtic and Liverpool for me. I just can't justify Man United. I don't like Man United just as a premise. I get that people do because of Alex Ferguson, that's why a lot of Scottish people kind of supported them, I guess, but nah, I've always been more Liverpool orientated. That and Arsenal, those are the two that I've always supported. As a kid it was Arsenal, but as I kind of got older and actually kind of realised what teams represent, I kind of switched a bit more over towards Liverpool's side because of my granddad. So by the extent of it. But I think that's everything that needs to you should be chill. I was going to say fucking Chelsea, or what's the other one that they tend to support? It's that Everton, right? Nah, I mean it's just one of those, I suppose. I think that's all the things in record. I was just checking my thumbnail there and I put it as like home and away. I fucked up big style. I mean, if you're looking for stuff to do afterwards, you can check a bunch of different things out. There's a whole bunch of videos and things if you're curious. There's like a Champions League video if you want to go and watch that. That was before I got my new phone, so the camera quality on that one sucks ass. But if you're looking for something to watch, I suppose that's cool. And we're back above 1.63, so that's kind of vibes, I suppose. But that'll be the next time that we're live, so let's get ready to wrap things up, because I need to go down to the shop and get some things anyway. Let us run too late, we're about 2.5 hours, that's kind of the sweet spot when we end this thing, so let's get that up and running. Irish American team is Liverpool, pretty much. Can't really say anything other than that, can you? It's self-explanatory and pure. Right, let's get ready to wrap things properly up, so let's do that, and well, thank you for watching, thank you for coming along, thank you for taking the time to join us on this one. It was a pretty weird game, but we got across the line. Either missed more sitters than we scored goals, but 3 goals is all we needed to get across the line on the day. Hibs tried, they gave it a fair bash, opened up the scoring, made it a little bit interesting, but as we kind of thought this game would go, Hibs were only ever really going to be good enough to get 1 on the board. I can't really complain about it. We kick on 88 points, so yeah, best case scenario is that we can end the season on 94, which isn't horrible, I suppose. Could ever be to make Curry good fucking shit, man. Good shit. That is a solid plan to make by any course of the stretch. But yeah, like I said, if you want to join us for the next stream, it's not next week. You don't have to wait 6 days to see my glorious face again. You just need to wait until the 14th of May. That will be Aberdeen. It will be late on, so about quarter to 8, I should say. I'll most likely when I'll be live. Gives about 5 or 10 minutes to get in there and pretty much sort everything that you need to sort out. Oh, there you go. Decent plans all round. You enjoy that. You enjoy that. But yeah, I think that basically covers everything that needs to be covered. Thank you for taking the time to come along and all that good jazz. We're going to get things wrapped up and ready to go now. We know how this ends, we know how it goes. Everybody, I mean, well, we will shout the members, well, anyone that's up there, thank you very much. But yeah, that covers everything. I think we'll kind of catch you all, well, those of you that decide to join us on Wednesday. That would be fantastic if you do. We'll see you then. Enjoy yourselves, you take it easy. Likewise with you, Snap, Gaz, Flash, everyone that's been in here. Thank you for joining us. Celtic are still the best goddamn team in the world. Catch you next time. Bye.